Next, I'll use the circular pattern feature to the front fan guard model. This model is made up of several portions. In the Feature Manager design tree, we can see that these portions are created with labels such as center ring, openings, concentric rings, outer ring, and radial wires. These features are built as separate bodies. The portions that we will pattern using circular pattern are openings and radial wires. Let's start with the openings. I'll use Zoom to Area to take a closer look at this area. Here, I want to duplicate this cut around the center ring, creating multiple cuts on its surface. First, let's check how this cut was created. I zoom in closer to the cut. Then, I click on the cut face. When the face is selected, it becomes highlighted. In the design tree, the openings folder is also highlighted. I expand this folder and we can see two features, Cut Extrude 1 and Cut Extrude 2. I click the cut face again to confirm, and in the design tree, the feature named Cut Extrude 1 is highlighted as well. Now, I click Cut Extrude 1 directly in the design tree. In the graphics area, we can see that only the cut face is highlighted. This tells us that this cut was created as a separate feature named Cut Extrude 1. To start duplicating this feature, I go to the Features tab, click the small arrow under Linear Pattern, and select Circular Pattern. In the Property Manager, I leave the features to pattern active because what we want to duplicate is the feature. Then I select the Cut feature. Next, I need to define a pattern axis. I zoom out to get a clearer view. In Direction 1, I click the Pattern Axis field, and then select this circular edge as the reference for axis. A yellow preview appears, and the Direction 1 box is shown in the graphics area. Now, I need to define the angle and the number of instances. I switch to the top view and zoom in so the preview is easier to see. In Direction 1, I select Equal Spacing. I leave the angle at 360 degrees, which means the instance will be duplicated around a full circle. Then, I set the number of instances to 16. From the preview, we can see that some instances overlap with the slot cut. These overlapping instances need to be removed. To do this, in the Property Manager, I expand instances to skip. Small markers appear on each instance in the preview. Clicking a marker excludes that instance, and clicking it again restores it. I click the markers on the instances that overlap the slot cut to exclude them. Now the preview looks correct, so I click OK to complete the operation. In the design tree, we can see a new feature created, named Sur Pattern 1. I group this feature into the Openings folder. I switch back to Isometric View and zoom in. Next, I want to duplicate the radial wires around the ring. I zoom in on this area. First, let's check how this portion was created. I click on the radial wire in the model, and it becomes highlighted. At the same time, the radial wires folder is highlighted in the design tree. I expand the folder, and we can see that it contains only one feature, labeled Sweep 3, indicating that the radial wire section was created using this feature. Again, in the Features tab, I click the small arrow under Linear Pattern and select Circular Pattern. In the Property Manager, I keep Features to Pattern selected and choose Sweep 3. Then, in Direction 1, I click Pattern Axis and select the inner edge of the outer ring as a reference for the axis. A yellow preview appears, along with the Direction 1 box. I zoom out to see the entire preview. I keep equal spacing enabled and leave the angle at 360 degrees to create instances around a full circle. I want 110 radial wires around the ring, so I set the number of instances to 110. I click OK. Oops, a rebuild errors notice appears. This happens because even though Sweep 3 is a separate feature, it is also a separate solid body. Let's check this. Show Feature Manager, then expand Solid Bodies. Here, we can see several bodies: Center Ring, Concentric Ring 1, Concentric Ring 2, outer ring, and radial wires. Previously, the circular pattern worked for openings because the cut features were within a single body, the center ring. However, radial wires is a separate body. Because of this, instead of patterning features, we need to pattern bodies. In the Property Manager, I enable bodies and use bodies to pattern. I select Sweep 3 in the model. The selected body is highlighted in the model and appears in the Bodies to Pattern field. It is also highlighted in the Feature Manager with the name Radial Wires. Now I click OK. The pattern is created successfully. In the Feature Manager design tree, I collapse the solid bodies list and organize the new pattern feature into the Radial Wires folder. Alright, the front fan guard model is now complete. Don't forget to click Save. And now, we can see the completed front fan guard model like this.